when you want something, but you're currently not a vibrational match to what you want, the harder you try, the worse you feel. Have you ever had someone who was very smart about something that they believed, and they're having a conversation with you and you disagree, and the surer they are and the stronger they are and the better points they make, the more you dig in, sure that they are wrong and that you are right. In other words, you just sort of dig in to where you are in a sort of defensive thing, and that's what happens to you. In other words, law of attraction is feeding back to you more thoughts that are like the thoughts that you've been thinking. And just because the habit of thought that you've got going on is defying who you really are and what you really want, you can't badger yourself, you can't motivate yourself, you can't effort yourself, you can't make the improvement, you can't buck your own current. So it sounds a little futile. Well, Abraham, where do I go if I'm where I don't want to be and an affirmation doesn't help? And we say, well, it's the way you're using the affirmation. This is something that most people don't realize that we so want to awaken within you here today. If you will do 100% of your affirming from inside the vortex, you will begin to notice that from inside the vortex, when you practice affirming, when you script or imagine, when you milk being in the vortex, what happens is you develop this vibrational habit that eventually becomes more and more consistent until it becomes a chronic habit of thought. And that's really all a belief is. You can train yourself to be in the vortex more, but we just want to say to you, don't try to do it from outside the vortex. We've been saying to you for a long time, just reach for the best feeling thought that you can find. And we've watched so many of you offering so much effort, you're almost afraid of your own thoughts. We've done such a good job of convincing you that your thoughts equal your point of attraction that many people are applying for lobotomies. We just want you to take a softer approach to all of this and realize that your natural state of being is to feel good. Watch the little ones. Watch little kids, how unwilling they are to follow your train of thinking when you're pointing out to them how inappropriate they are. They won't look you in the eye. They don't want to listen. Sometimes they'll even cover their ears. If you ask them, why did you do that? They'll say, I forgot. In other words, they are not interested in practicing that outside the vortex stuff. Not at first anyway. You sort of wear them down in time. But we're wanting to convince you that since the vortex takes you in often, and you know how when you feel that little lift, sometimes it's only there for a moment. Sometimes you can count them on one hand in the last 6 months, but there are many, many, many opportunities if you will begin to watch for them. Sometimes a little piece of music gives you that lift for a moment. Sometimes it's a memory of something that happened that was so sweet, and just for a moment before you ponder it too fully and kill it with your negative thoughts, you're in the vortex. So we're just encouraging you to feel for those in the vortex moments and then do your best to milk the moment from inside the vortex. And so just follow us conceptually here. If you've awakened and you're feeling pretty good, or someone has complimented you, or even better, you've just complimented someone. In other words, you're having one of those in the vortex moments and you're aware of it, and then you look at your affirmation card. Rather than complaining, I will focus on positive aspects. That makes perfect sense from inside the vortex. It even feels possible from inside the vortex. I can set my own standards for financial well-being. I like the sound of that. The physical me is materialized spirit. That's sweet. Might read the other side of that one. My what is need not influence my what is becoming. Ooh, possibilities. It feels so different when you're in the vortex. It feels so different to affirm from inside the vortex. No effort. It's just ease and flow. Because from inside the vortex, the current is there. Inside the vortex, there's no resistance. There's no tug of war going on within you. Inside the vortex, you're one stream. Inside the vortex, you are materialized spirit. Inside the vortex, you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, sources flowing through you. And as you use your conscious mind to affirm, to consciously affirm, make statements of desire, count your blessings, look for positive aspects, get on rampages of appreciation, think about how life is and how it's becoming. As you do that from inside the vortex, a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more, what begins to happen is you begin to develop this chronic point of attraction so that annoying things can't find you not nearly so often. It just gets easier and easier and easier. So we're going to talk about what this vortex is. We know it sounds like another fairy tale. That man has a wife that he calls Abraham, and she stands on the stage and points at the floor and shouts at us in a sort of very determined way to make us believe that there's something over there. But we want you to get the concept of this vibrational reality that if you will feel your way to it, you can train your frequency to it, and when you do, the manifestational evidence will reveal itself to you constantly. So this vortex is a vibrational state of being, and it's where the larger part of you is, this non-physical part of you, and it's where the vibrational version of everything that you want has already been amassed. Now, as you stand in your physical reality, you've done such an incredible job of describing it and framing it up and talking to each other about it. What you see is an interpretation of vibration, but because you see it, it has more realness to you. What you hear is just an interpretation of vibration, but because you're hearing it, it has a realness to you. And so you are not all that excited about considering the realities that you can't translate. And yet when your dog hears something that you don't hear, you little fraud, you little faker, you little fake hearer. I know you're not hearing anything, and I know you're not smelling that either. Because I don't hear it and I don't smell it, therefore it isn't. You don't say that to your dog. Because you accept that your dog is translating vibration differently than you are, and in many cases it's a really good thing. You might want to hear what they're hearing, but you don't want to smell what they're smelling. So you accept that there are different degrees of vibrational interpretation. And we're just wanting to alert you to the fact that you have the ability to vibrationally be aware of things that you often are not. And your emotions have been giving you that feedback, but you have come to disregard your emotions. And we really want to awaken within you a determination that you care about how you feel, because how you feel is literally your indicator of how much that is in your vortex, which includes the larger part of you and everything you want and all of the cooperative components and pathways to the manifestation of everything you want. This vortex contains everything that you really are and everything that you want, and you can only feel your way into it. When you care about the way you feel, that is your indicator that you are moving in the direction of what you are wanting. Some of you have been listening to us for a while. You know that we've been telling you that you create your own reality. Those words were fashioned by Jane Roberts as she received that block of thought from Seth. You create your own reality. And Jerry and Esther, when they heard those words, Jerry was beside himself. Create my own reality. How exhilarating is that? And then he spent years trying to figure out, how do I create my own reality? When Esther began receiving Abraham, these were the questions Jerry wanted to know. How do I create my own reality? And we say, you are offering a vibration which equals your point of attraction. And everything in the universe is responding to that vibrational signal that you are putting out there. And you are putting it out there whether you know that you are or not, and most everyone you know is therefore creating by default. because they have no clue what they're doing with their vibrational point of attraction. They're just getting stuff back in response to it, noting what they're getting back, cataloging it and pigeonholing it and complaining about some of it and being happy about some of it, but almost no one feels real creative control about their point of attraction. So we began to break down for Jerry to help him to understand these basic laws of the universe. We wanted him to understand that you are the creator of your own reality because you are the offerer of a vibration. And now we are saying to you all of these years later, you are the offerer of a vibration, but there are two vibrational aspects to the vibration that you are offering. There's who you really are and all that you've evolved to, and there's whatever you've got going on because of what you're focused upon right here and now. And the emotions that you feel are your indicator of how well this rendezvous is going. If you feel wonderful, if you feel excited, if you feel blissful, if you feel energized, if you feel passion, if you're thrilled, if you feel interested, you're in sync with who you really are. There's no resistance in your physical vibrational offering, and things are going very well for you. You're allowing your body to thrive. Your mind is working fast. You're thriving in all respects. But if you are feeling ornery, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling angry, if you're blameful or guilty, those emotions are your indicator that there is a lot of discord going on within you that is not allowing you to mesh with who you really are. So you're not allowing your alignment with the energy that creates worlds and with all that you are. You're disallowing it or resisting it. Resistance is always what slows everything down. You know that from your basic physics classes. And so we want you to understand that you have these two vibrational aspects going on, and your emotions are letting you know how much of you are allowing. So we've been talking for quite a long time with Jerry and with a handful of you in the beginning, telling you that you create your own reality. And now, over time, we've offered dozens and dozens of processes, all with the intent of assisting you in becoming more deliberate in the direction of your thought. But you cannot consistently be more deliberate in the direction of your thought unless you are factoring in your own emotional guidance system, which is letting you know how in sync or not you are with all that you've become. And this is the basic thing that you've really got to understand before anything else that we say will make any sense to you. As you stand in this physical time-space reality and you are emitting these improved requests, these rockets of desire, these rockets are received inside your vortex of creation by the larger part of you, your inner being, your source, your soul, the God within you. And as that part of you receives that vibrational request, it literally evolves to a new beingness. So every request causes an expanded version of you. Imagine every species, every point of consciousness is making these requests, and every point of consciousness is vibrationally expanding and evolving. Then, as you stand in your physicalness and you find thoughts that allow you to harmonize with that expansion, you feel the resonance of that expansion, and that's what positive motion is. If you are in vibrational disagreement, you feel the resistance or the discord of your own expansion. So what we are saying to you, and we so want you to walk away remembering this, every bit of negative emotion that you feel always means exactly the same thing, and only one thing. It means life caused you to expand, and in your physical form, you didn't take the expansion. Life keeps causing you to expand, and as you expand, then you really have no choice other than to take the expansion if you are to stay in vibrational alignment and therefore feel good. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. It is delicious to come together with those like you, who are understanding a little more every day who you are and why you are here. The appreciation that we feel for your willingness to mix it up out there in the confusing world, while without knowing it, you are contributing to this magnificent vortex of expansion. There are not words that accurately describe the appreciation we feel for the solutions that you have provided, even when you can't personally find them. It is thrilling to us to feel the vibrational movement that has taken place here. Not because manifestations are going to shower down around you, while they are, but because you're supposed to feel like you feel now, not like you felt before now.